how ancestral karma and generational trauma affects us, our children, and our descendants. How it is connected with our DNA, with our epigenetics, how it affects our relationships, the way we respond to stress, challenges, money, how it affects our body, how it leads to certain illness. If you're interested with this topic, stay tuned till the end of the video. Hi, I am Radhika Lakshmanan. I am a karma transformational guide, and I help people to break their negative karmic patterns, heal their emotional wounds, and I teach advanced meditation as well. Ancestral karma and generational trauma are related to each other. Ancestral karma refers to unhealed emotional wounds, unhealed trauma, limited beliefs, tendencies, certain illnesses, and certain types of behavioral patterns that have been passed down to us by our ancestors. Oftentimes, the way we manage our children, finances, relationships, and life's challenges are very similar to that of our parents and ancestors. Those who have ancestors that have migrated from different country or that have went through some sort of domestic violence, war, slavery, hate crime, or any other types of prejudices have stronger ancestral negative karmic patterns and bigger generational trauma. Many of us who do not want to be like our parents or grandparents end up exactly like them in many ways. One might end up shaming their children exactly the way they have been shamed by their parents or grandparents. One might end up dealing with money or have certain beliefs related to money similar to one of their parents or grandparents. One might end up sleeping in a position that's very similar to their parents or their grandparents. One might end up reacting or responding to stress and challenges to life very similar to one of their parents or grandparents. Subconsciously, many of us imitate our parents and grandparents in many ways. Now let's see how epigenetics, DNA, karma, and trauma are related to each other. First, we will look at karma's perspective. Then I will speak about epigenetics and trauma. Okay? So from karma's perspective, when our ancestors face any types of trauma or challenges in their life, their reaction to that trauma, their reaction to that incident will cause a very strong samskara, which means a very strong mental imprint in our energy body, in our subtle energy body. That strong mental imprint in our energy body will become part of their karma, part of their karmic pattern. Okay? This strong energetic mental imprint will slowly turn into their tendencies, their likes and dislikes, and their belief system. Okay? Karma will usually turn into likes, dislikes. It determines what you will like, what you will dislike. Okay? Likes, dislikes, tendencies, habits, behavioral patterns, and belief system. Okay? So this mental imprint, this mental energetic imprint, which is part of our ancestors' karma, will be naturally passed down to us through two different ways. Some of it might be passed down to us energetically, Meanwhile, some others will be passed down to us through epigenetics. Epigenetics means the behaviors of people around us and in our environment affect us and our genes. It changes the way our genes are expressed. When someone experiences a trauma, whether it's a war, abuse, violence, or oppressive system, their unresolved stress and coping behaviors can be passed down to their children, grandchildren, and descendants. It doesn't alter the DNA itself, but it influences the way the body responds to fear, stress, or survival. These altered gene expression can be inherited. It means your ancestors' experience can influence your physical and emotional responses to challenges and life. For example, if your ancestors have coped with disagreements through yelling and aggressiveness, that might influence your parents. That might influence your parents' coping mechanism with disagreements as well. Your parents might subconsciously start imitating them and start yelling or start being aggressive when they're dealing with any types of disagreement. Our parents would have learned that through observation, by observing their parents. Or our grandparents would have yelled at our parents during a disagreement. Hence, our parents might have picked on their parents' behavioral patterns subconsciously. We subconsciously pick on our parents' or grandparents' behavioral patterns by observing them. Families' ancestral karmic patterns and ancestral karmic cycles and generational trauma will continue for many generations until it is recognized and healed. For example, cycles of addictions, toxic relationships, or financial struggles can continue for many generations until one family member become aware and consciously chooses to break that karmic cycle, that ancestral karmic cycle. That's when you get liberated. Earlier I mentioned that ancestors who went through some sort of trauma such as war, famine, oppressive system, violence, their unresolved stress and coping behaviors can be passed down to their children, grandchildren, and descendants. Am I right? So I want you to know that research has shown that Holocaust survivors shows high reactivity to stress. Holocaust survivors are people who have escaped the mass genocide of Jews or any other targeted groups by the Nazi Germany during World War II. Children of war refugees have almost similar types of fear and behavioral patterns, even if they have never directly experienced the war. It means that, for example, if your ancestors have went through some sort of war, they went through a huge trauma, they have fear, they have social anxiety, they're anxious, they have panic attacks. You as their descendants might have the similar fear and similar coping behavior to life's challenges. You might end up having the similar anxiety, panic attack, even though you didn't experience that war directly. Despite not having a war in your country right now, you might have similar fear patterns and behavioral patterns to your ancestors. So that is an ancestral karmic pattern. That is a generational trauma. I want you to remember something. It's not the bad experience or trauma in itself that causes ancestral karma or generational trauma, but our reaction, but the reaction to that experience, to that incident, and the unhealed emotional wounds and the limited beliefs together with that experience forms a very strong mental energetic imprint in our subtle energy body, which becomes part of our karma, which becomes part of our negative karmic pattern. So our reaction, the reaction to the trauma, the reaction to that bad incident, the unhealed emotional wounds and the limited beliefs, plus the experience, plus the event, so all of it together forms a strong mental energetic imprint, which becomes part of our karma. Have you seen similar patterns of many dysfunctional relationships of the members in the same family? It's like a few of the members in the same family, they experience toxic relationships, divorce, breakup, separation, abuse, or they might have almost similar anxiety and depression in their family. Have you seen several members of the same family experience almost similar types of challenges? It could be anything, financially or physically or emotionally, through relationship or illness or anything. That is ancestral karma. That is part of ancestral karma and generational trauma. So trauma is part of karma. Trauma is part of our negative karmic patterns as well. Now, some certain physical illness that is related to stress, inability to conceive child due to stress, and mental health issues can alter the gene expressions of our children and descendants as well. It simply means it can be passed down to us by our ancestors, and we can pass it down to our children and descendants as well. Limited beliefs such as money is evil, men or women are evil, or man or woman always cheat, financial struggles, relationship struggles, following certain outdated traditions, dysfunctional parenting, lack of self-love, certain illness, fanatism related to religion or race or caste, and certain behavioral patterns can be passed down to us by our ancestors, and we can pass it down to our descendants as well. Many who had parents who have dealt with depression and anxiety have similar mental health issues, because that's how they have witnessed their parents coping with life's challenges, dealing with life's challenges. Hence, they have almost similar mental health issues. That just takes only one person from that family lineage to break that ancestral karma and heal that generational trauma. when you break your ancestral karmic patterns and heal your generational trauma, you liberate your ancestors. You liberate your ancestors from their negative karmic patterns, and you heal and liberate your children, grandchildren, and descendants as well. You liberate your children, descendants, grandchildren as well from that negative karmic patterns and generational trauma. You will heal at least the next 7 generations after you. So this is extremely powerful. So there are many different methods to heal this ancestral karma and generational trauma. Many, various methods. I know only some. Some other teachers might know more. As far as I know, you can do a lot of inner work, sadhana, emotional healing, emotional healing work, trauma healing work, inner child healing, certain rituals, shadow work, advanced rituals related to ancestors, meditation, self-awareness, self-inquiry, self-awareness, because you need to have that self-awareness to recognize that you are stuck in these ancestral negative karmic patterns. And to break it, you need high level of self-awareness. Meditation, mindfulness, and many more. Many more. Okay? So let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you think about ancestors' karma, generational trauma. Have you tried to heal it? What is your opinion about it? And please share this video with others, because they need to know about this ancestral karma, because they could be stuck with some sort of ancestral negative karmic patterns. Their whole family might be stuck in an ancestral negative cycle. So if you like this video, please don't forget to give me thumbs up and please share it with others. Thank you.